All right, in this video, we're going to unravel the story of the 2.2 million Bitcoins all held on one single wallet, and the fascinating story about what's going on with that and who's sending to it. I'm going to share some of the research I have done. All right, so it's fascinating and important because if you haven't been paying attention, there's a massive, and I'm not a price guy, and I'm not one to say, oh, buy more and do all this. But I'm telling you right now, the momentum in the original Bitcoin protocol is erupting. Thank God the price is still low. I mean, I'm grateful for that because I really appreciate the opportunity for me and for others to have a chance. That is fantastic. We greatly appreciate that. But the momentum and the pressure is starting to erupt. Mind you, all these other shit coins, all these other protocols, and I could pretty much say all of them, I mean, for the most part, they have almost an unlimited supply. I mean, supply, they got 10 million, 10 trillion, or 10 billion or trillion coins. I mean, there's so many even really good projects out there, but there's the supply is huge. Now, with the original Bitcoin, you have a very limited supply. 21 million, there's about 19 and a half million or so that are on the market, even ever been mined. And then you've got a lot of people out there who will never sell ever. So they're not out there on the market flipping them. They have a price of like saying, well, they're never selling. I mean, and then the few that are even on the market, which is limited. I don't know how much is liquid on the market. I don't know, but it's low. A couple million, let's say, a couple million that are on the market, let's say for sale. They're very small. So when you have one wallet address that's attaining over 2+ million, it's what's called a costly signal. Let's break it down. All right, so check it out. This credit to Martin on X. Now, this is the transaction ID that I'm finding from back on 7. This is a post from 7/16/2025. Transaction ID 2 received 2. He received a bunch here, 20,000. Now, going back, he got another 40,000 today, apparently. Going back in here, another 20,000. For some reason, I can't find the wallet address for this, but I've been trying to, so I couldn't find the exact wallet address, but I know I've seen it. That's what I'm talking about, but I just can't seem to find it. Now, what's interesting here is you got somebody who's trying to tell a story. Now, that was Martin on X. This is Crypto Crates. This guy follows me, so thank you for following me. Statistical probability of such random addresses is virtually non-existent. Do you have enough yellow jackets for your loved ones? What he's talking about here is this iceberg wallet address. Now check this out. He thought, well, this is just, a one-off. A one-off. I've already got that pulled up. No. Look what he found. You thought that one-off iceberg address was just a coincidence? Oh, bless your heart. There's more. I found a whole damn fleet. There's a story about the rolling icebergs and a certain claimant. And well, you can read the rest. The blockchain is telling the story. Statistical probability of it being random is a cosmic joke. Icebergs. Boom. The narrative chain. The protagonist appears. 1 CSW. I checked that. That's a real address. He starts rolling. The rolling address. D's. Nuts. And if that's not enough, here's the address. And here's the iceberg wallet address. And the what's on chain. Okay, so. And here is the rest of this thing. Check this out. Iceberg. And guess where it's going? One right. Somebody's having fun playing a graffiti all over the blockchain with the rolling icebergs. And it's connected to I think it's at 2.4 million Bitcoin in one wallet. It's connected to that in one wallet. That's what's called a costly signal. Somebody's doing something. Not somebody, we know who it is. He's doing something. I don't know what, but we know there was that post, I don't know, it was 2019. It said long-term legal notice about the rolling iceberg orders. That's things are really getting entertaining. Now, that's entertaining. What does that mean? That's freaking entertainment. That's what it means. Don't place your bets on that. Do not place and don't ask me, oh, what's going to happen to the price? I have no freaking idea, dude. Okay. But I do know something called supply and demand. There is very limited supply. Somebody is stacking and massively accumulating whatever's on the open market into one wallet address to show a costly signal. They added another 40,000 today. Where does that leave us? Well, I mean, it means that there's just not that much supply. Okay. There's only 21 million. I mean, that's ridiculous. It's not even that many. There's a very limited supply. All right. At some point, there's a breaking point. It just doesn't matter what happens. Forget it. There's a breaking point. There's a bottleneck. There's an explosion. And when that explosion happens, the costly signal becomes a valuable one and the whole market changes. And the faster they can get off of these other exchanges, these bucket shops, the better. We don't need the bucket shops messing with it. They're just going to miss out. But I'm hoping that if you're watching this video, you see what I'm kind of showing, the writing on the wall. I'm not going to talk charts and price and fundamentals and all that crap. It doesn't really matter. If you've seen what I just showed you right now, you could see some major momentum building up. Now, I want to talk about something else that's really cool. So I met with the number 2 biggest brain and most experienced Bitcoiner on the world. Now, I don't just meet with him. I'm really good friends with him. And I'm actually basically partners with him now. He likes to remain anonymous, so I'm not going to bring up his name. But he's the guy that, other than Satoshi himself, that people go to for counseling, for guidance. They go to him for, a lot of just advice on high technical. He mined the first block in 2017, whatever the first block was. He mined it. He's a big miner. He's just done it all. So anyways, he came to me with the idea of starting a PMA. And I thought, no, yeah, that's cool. But it dawned on me today that I want to start a PMA, like a private membership group, a Satoshi group, a Nakamoto style group for members in the community that has a costly signal to it. It's not just open random to every random ass person so we get trolled and wrecked, No. It has a signal to it to show like some skin in the game of some kind. And with that, there's going to be like a community behind it. And I'm thinking, honestly, like a really, just off the top of my head, community-wise is, well, events, for one, calls, meetings. But more than that, I saw from a dude on X, Stelio, he's on X, and I know he follows me. He's talking about, it'd be great to find a wife in the community. I'm like, dude, what a great idea. I have honestly, when I first became huge and successful right out of college, okay, at AmeriQuest, I had just such a big group of people, right? And I would throw these big events and parties, huge parties, well-known, and the parties would just go off. And then people would, like some of my best friends and groups at the times, they ended up becoming married and falling in love and having like their families to this day from those events. So I want to make the same thing where it'll be like a community of like-minded people. I was thinking, well, let's just only do men. That was my first thought. Well, only men only. I'm thinking, no, that's really not a good idea. Screw all the legal requirements and the reasons for why it's not a good idea. I don't really care. I don't really care. But then I'm thinking, no, actually it would be better if we had both men and women because, dude, people could come and actually meet their future wife or husband because they have so many like-minded people. And this is just a brand new idea. So I have no idea how it would work. I have no idea. But I tell you right now that I have the brainiac guy who came to me with the idea, okay? And we've already started it. But it wasn't for that reason, but now it's already happening, right? So I'm like, wow, we should. So I have the Brainiac guy. He's the freak. He's got the team. He's got the financial resources. He's got the experience, the web, the computer side. He's everything and everything above and beyond anyone's ever seen online. All right. So all that's the how. Once we know what we want, it can happen. Now it's just a matter of like, what do we want? How, and then how do we want to do it? You know, so this is just something that just came up on my idea today. And I'm going to talk with him about it, if he's okay with me releasing the name, because we've already even got a name for it. And before I do, I release a name, I want to have a place for people to go. So I really don't know how it's going to work yet, but I will say that it's going to be badass. And even if it's small, good, even better, because the ones who know now, like who actually are crazy enough and retarded enough to know now, that means you've gone way down the rabbit hole and you freaking are like a true, probably like autistic freak, you know, like not in a bad way, but you're probably a super autistic, you know, guy or ADHD guy like myself that just like gets into something and I just like cannot stop until I get to the very end. I have to have closure on things. If I don't have closure, I freak out, you know, like I can't not have closure. I have to finish something, you know, I won't start something. Okay. I refuse to start new things because of that, like obsessive, compulsive nature. Like when I start something, I have to finish it, you know, I don't know if that's a character trait or a personality problem or whatever it is, but there's some obsessive nature about it. And if that's you, that's probably why you would be a part of it and crazy enough to be even at this point. So that small group of people who have that trait, who just have gotten this far, are going to be a part of this. But this is going to be a badass group. It's going to be a badass membership group. And it's going to be the most cool, down-to-earth people. I could already think of a huge amount of people that will be in it. And all the fun stuff that would happen. I'm thinking like it reminds me of like my fraternity, you know, because that's what I was thinking it'd be great for just men. Because when I had Delta Chi, like we had this e-board, you know, and there'd be like the president, the vice president, is like voting members. And then I was always in charge of Rush. I would go out and recruit all the new guys, and then I would host the parties. That was all I ever did. I never did one other thing. So that was my role. Recruit everybody. They would run the stuff in the background, you know. They would come in. Everybody who joined, at least during those time frames, they all joined because I went out and recruited them. I asked them to join, you know, just how it worked. Or then after that, like starting like a secret society. You know, I like a little secret society, but that was all men's group after that. I was part of After AmeriQuest. That was freaking awesome. A little private secret society. I mean, something like that, but this is a little more open. It's a private membership group. And it's all focused on Nakamoto, man. Bitcoin, the original Bitcoin protocol, like-minded people who see the difference. It's happening. You know, I don't want to give people false hope, because I will tell you this, that the mainstream, you know, and what's happening right now in the mainstream, they're going to probably keep pushing the Greg coin. And it's going to probably go on a little while longer. All right. Just let you know. I don't see Greg coin popping tomorrow and all of a sudden going to zero. I just don't see that happening, because I'm reading all the political stuff. What's going on with Scott Bessent and the White House and the Bitcoin, what they're calling Bitcoin strategic reserve, and, you know, backing these assets. It's probably going to be BTC Greg coin is probably going to be a part of it. So if you're purely about price and profit and numbers, honestly, I'm just letting you know, man. I hope that people are mindful of that. I hate to give people false hope and think that, you know, but I'll be honest, for me, I don't have any, I'm not a BTC guy. So maybe it's principle based and I just don't want the risk, you know, so I don't care. But I'm just letting you know that it's probably, shoot, if you were to hold in BTC for the past 3 years, look where you'd be right now, 4 years, 5 years. So my point is that There's a ton of momentum regardless. And at the end of the day, the momentum is going to favor the original Bitcoin protocol. And that's where the flipping is going to happen. It's going to be nuts. All right. I just wanted to go on a little bit of a rant here, but hit the ones. Look out for more on this PMA to come. I'm definitely gonna do it. It's a great idea, and it's gonna happen. So, and then the 2 million coins, man. This whole part of it. We'll get the Satoshi team as part of it too. Oh, I have one more thing. Long video, but I wanted to talk about reaching out to Craig, and I'm not gonna make it part of this video, but just an idea. Doing an interview series or a talk series about his blogs that he's been writing, and doing it on my show, my channel. Whether or not people would want to watch that. Would it be popular? I don't know. Would it be a good idea? Leave a comment. Let me know. Hit the ones. I'll see you at the top.